What up, homies? Welcome back to DIY with Fiona. So a few weeks back, I made a video on LA apartment hunting, which is when I found my current apartment. So in that video, I brought you guys along my apartment hunting process and showed you guys the different apartments I saw. And this was the last apartment I saw, and it's the one I ended up leasing. If you guys want to see that video, I'll link it in the description below. I was excited to move into this apartment and start making it feel like home. Since this place is an apartment, it's not my forever home, and hopefully in the future I'll get to buy a home eventually. I didn't want to spend too much money on making over each room. So for this bathroom makeover, we are spending less than $100 to completely make over this bathroom. As you'll see in the before pictures, it was pretty barren. There wasn't much going on. Obviously, it was empty. So adding a few touches and splashes here and there really livened up the space and made it feel more like home. All the changes I made were apartment friendly, so eventually in the future when I do move out, it'll be an easy change to undo the space. So one of the ways I was able to keep the cost down so low was reusing a lot of things I had in my old apartment and just giving it new life. I hope this inspires you to inexpensively make over your bathroom or other rooms in your space as well, and for you guys to know that you don't need to spend a ton of money to make your space look nice. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and comment below on which room you guys want to see made over next. Also, please subscribe. It really helps my small little channel out. And alright, on to the makeover. So here's the bathroom right when I moved into my apartment. It was pretty bare and white, so I knew I really wanted to add some homey touches to make it less dark. It's a small bathroom, but it's actually larger than the one in my old apartment. Also, my old apartment's bathroom only had a pedestal sink, so it's nice to have a sink with a counter and storage underneath in this new place. It also has a decent sized tub for a soak and really good overhead and vanity lighting over the sink. So one of the major issues I had with this bathroom is the cabinet doors and the fact that they don't have handles, and the magnets holding the cabinet doors closed are super strong. So basically nearly impossible to open the door with one hand, which makes it pretty inconvenient. So that's one very practical thing I definitely knew I wanted to change in this bathroom. The first thing I needed to do was add a shower curtain. The rod came with the apartment, so I didn't need to buy a new one. So I did have to buy shower curtain hooks. So I bought these from Target, and I also bought a shower curtain and liner from Target. The curtain was $20 and the liner was $3. I attached a shower curtain and liner to all of the hooks and then climbed onto the tub to hang up the curtain. So I had raised the shower curtain rod to be a little higher because I thought it was too low, but once I did that, I realized how raising the height of the rod made the curtain cover a lot of the natural daylight that came into the room. Also, the curtain ended up hanging up off the floor quite a bit. So I lowered the rod just a bit, not as low as it was before, but kind of in between, and it worked well without blocking as much daylight. And at this height, the curtain was perfectly off the floor, so the tassels weren't touching it. I had this bathroom rug from my old apartment that worked perfectly in this room and complemented the black and white color of the shower curtain. It was nice because I didn't have to buy a new rug. So the wall over the towel bar was pretty bare, so I wanted to add a piece of art over there, and I decided to use supplies I had at home already. This DIY art piece was super easy, just using acrylic paint diluted with water, so it's saturated, but creating kind of like a smooth flowing paint. I used watercolor and then created one of those single line paintings of a woman's back. I like the look of the graphic and abstract kind of style of this kind of painting. So it's quite easy to do because all you have to do is do it as abstract as you like. You can look at an image of what you want to paint and then just follow the lines and curves of the image to create the black graphic lines. I used an old frame I had at home that had an old print that I wanted to swap out. So I used this frame for my line painting and it fit perfectly. So next I wanted to hang this painting up on the wall. So I used 3M picture hanging strips, which are perfect for hanging art on walls in apartments without putting holes into the walls. You just peel and stick them onto one side of the frame and then stick it onto the wall directly. The frame is super light, so just 2 of these strips will hold the frame perfectly. Follow the instructions on the 3M packet, but all you really need to do is push it and it should stay on well. Next, I wanted to solve my impossible to open cabinet doors by adding handles to them. I bought these sleek matte black handles from Amazon for $9, which I have linked in the description below. I needed 2 for the cabinet doors and decided to mount one horizontally on the drawer to match the cabinets. The connection points of the pulls are 3 inches apart, so I'll have to measure out exactly where I want the handles located and drill holes that are 3 inches apart. You can see I'm measuring out where the pulls should be located on the door. Make sure the pull on the other door is located on the same place except mirrored. For the pull on the drawer, I wanted it centered on the face of the drawer, so I drew out the center lines of the front and from the center measured out where the holes of the pull would be located. It's helpful to hold your pull up against the markings on the cabinets and drawer fronts to see if the pull aligns with the places you marked to be drilled. Make sure you check before drilling. It's easier to erase and mark the location again than to patch up a hole and re-drill. So as you can see, the drawer and cabinet fronts are properly marked up with where they should be drilled. But before we get to drilling, safety first. Always tie up your hair and make sure you're not wearing any loose jewelry and wear safety goggles. And you too can look as extremely cool as I do here. So to get drilling, align the drill bit with the mark on the drawer front and just drill the 2 holes for the screws. Use the hardware that comes with the pulls to attach it to the door. Use a screwdriver to tighten up the screws to attach the pulls on properly. These pulls look great on the drawers, and now we'll be tackling the cabinet fronts. Drilling the pulls for the cabinets is pretty much the same as the drawer. Follow your markings you did earlier and drill away. And here are the pulls installed. It makes such a huge difference in opening the cabinets with one hand. It just makes life so much easier. The next thing on the list was the countertop. It's this yellowish off-white color with random specks and imperfections all over the counter. So I decided to get contact paper and cover it all to give it a fresher look. I bought this marble contact paper off Amazon. I made the mistake of buying the smaller roll initially, so if I bought the larger roll in the first place, I would have only spent $25. It was my first time using contact paper. After watching a bunch of other YouTube videos of other people adding contact paper to their tables and countertops, I thought I'd give it a go. I still made some mistakes with bubbling and crinkling, but overall I think it was effective in creating a whole new countertop look. So basically, to work with contact paper, you peel off the edge and then expose the sticky part and start laying down the paper onto the counter. I use a card to smooth down the contact paper and then slowly Do it bit by bit to prevent bubbling and crinkling. Continue to peel the contact paper little by little and continue to smooth it out with the card. It's better to work slowly to prevent bubbling. If you need to, you can stick and peel back and then re-stick if you notice any imperfections. For the straight edges, it's easy to fold the contact paper over and get a really clean edge, but the corners is where it's a bit more tricky and it requires a bit more finessing. The edges and corners like the edge here is the most challenging to work with. It's prone to more crinkling, so just work slowly in these areas. It's so satisfying when you can just smoothly run your card over and unpeel a lot of the contact paper and just do it all at once. To finish the contact paper around the sink, I cut 1/2-inch tabs all around the perimeter of the sink and then folded them over. To hide the tabs, I cut a strip of contact paper the same thickness of the countertop and wrapped the entire perimeter of the sink. After cleaning up all the edges and making sure they all look good, your countertop is done. Finally, we'll add some finishing touches to the space. I had a soap dispenser from my old apartment, which I got from Amazon previously, which worked well in the space. I had a black pump that matches the black handles of the cabinets. I picked up this candle from Home Goods for $10. And then I also recently repotted my golden pothos, which works perfectly in the corner of this counter. To keep with the black and white aesthetic in the space, I decided white towels are just classic and will work well here or in any space in the future. So with that, my towels are ready to go. And then I placed my garbage can that I bought from Target previously beside the toilet. So here is the breakdown of what I spent on the little makeover, and it cost only $84 to revamp the whole space. I hope this encourages you if you want to make changes in your home that it doesn't take a lot of money to beautify your space. All right, here's the reveal. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really loved how everything turned out and the fact that I didn't really have to spend much money on this. I hope this inspires you to make over your rooms and that you guys can also find budget-friendly, really inexpensive ways to make over your space. A few small changes in any room, just adding elements here and there, really spruces up a space. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more DIY makeover content in the future. Alright, see you guys next time. Bye!